We're back live here at Sydney Motorsport Park. I'm still Bruce Moxon, and next to me is still Lindsay Model, and we're going to hand over to Lindsay, who's serving a very rapid and high-intensity apprenticeship as a motor racing commentator, and he's going to tell us about the grid in the first lap or so of this race.
Yeah, so off of pole position, we have Noah Killian, and then in P2, we have Harrison Dusky. Then you have Cohen Kokotovic, and then Brock Burton is in fourth. Then you have Isaac McNeil, then Imogen Radburn, then Chloe Lane. Then you have Andrew Fitzpatrick, Kobe Wilson, and then you have Christian Iruth, then Diago Stewart, then Xavier Babachok, Jamie Lee Sue, Lawrence Katsidis, Jesse James, Samuels then rounds out your grid, and then that brings you back to the pole sitter of Noah Killian. So they're about to line up on the grid here for the race start.
We better check for a couple of people. So Diago Stewart and Jesse James Samuels both had substantial crashes in the earlier race today, so we'll see whether they've come out or not. Both cars had corners knocked off them and possible gearbox damage. We'll have to wait and see before they go through a timing mark. Righto, so the grid's formed. We've got a green flag at the back.
So
take it away, Lindsay.
The 5 red lights are about to illuminate here in Sydney Motorsport Park as everybody just finishing gridding up, and you can hear the cars revving away as the 5 red lights come on here in Sydney Motorsport Park, and we're underway for racing action already. Killian getting off to a good start. Dusky as well, though. He's trying to pressure for the lead in towards turn 1, so this is going to be critical now for Dusky to get it done down the inside, and he does get it done. He's cleared Noah Killian, but now in towards turn 2. Is he now going to try and re-pressure? Is Killian? He tries the outside line. Dusky defending the inside as they're going to go wheel to wheel up the hill through the double apex left-hander, and it is now Dusky slotting in single file, the leader of this race. Meanwhile, in third, Kokotovic as well, still holding place as they now head through in towards turn number 4, and there was a little bit of dirt kicking up off the back of Killian's car there as they head now in through turn 5, and that is an absolutely fantastic start and exactly what Dusky would have needed there, and that it was the exact race start that he would have imagined in his head. Killian, though, will have his head back down, and to try and retake the lead, he is going to be setting up every exit, every corner entry that he possibly can to try and get back past, as McNeil is now in third position from Kokotovic in fourth. Burton is in fifth. Radburn is in sixth position. So that is your top 6 here as we head in towards turn number 8, and it looks like McNeil is getting closer to the car in front, as well as Killian is getting closer to Dusky as they head through the final 2 corners. So he's going to be sizing up another overtake as they finish lap 1 here at Sydney Motorsport Park, and that was a great race start from Dusky. But now Killian is going to be on the counter-attack as now they head in towards turn number 1, but I don't think it's going to avail as we finish lap number 1.
It's a tremendous start from Dusky there. Killian hanging on. He dropped a wheel off the side of the track coming over the top of the tunnel, and that might have given him a bit of a moment. McNeil and Kokotovic are next. It looks like those 2 cars that were out earlier, Stewart and Samuels, have both been repaired. They're both out there. So tremendous work from those teams getting those cars fixed. Both of them were quite severely damaged, but everything just bolts onto these cars. So they're designed for ease of maintenance and repair. And by gee, that looks like a little bit of water falling from the sky over to the southwest, just the other side of the tip from here. Not wishing it. I kind of do, because I do like watching racing in the rain. I don't like doing it, but I like watching it.
Yeah, it throws a spanner into the works for a lot of these drivers as well, especially if it becomes changeable conditions and you have to make that jump onto wet tyres from dry tyres, but it doesn't look like it's hit the back corner of the track just yet, but it's getting closer, so it's definitely something the drivers and teams are going to have to stay vigilant of. But look at Killian, he's basically pushing Dusky through the final few corners around the lap here, and I think once again he's going to be trying to size up and overtake through the first sector, so he's going to be focusing on the exit speed now and just getting a slingshot off of the final corner. He's only about 4/10 behind as they head in towards turn 1, but he's not going to be close enough for turn 1. What about turn 2 though, as they head through in towards the fast left-hander? Dusky doing a very good job of keeping Killian behind at the moment. Killian just can't seem to find a way past, but as they head into turn 2, yeah, nothing availing us. Oh, that's a big lock-up there from Dusky, just as I was talking about his fantastic starter. Lock-up is not going to help his case, but he does make the apexes anyway, but it won't be nice on the front left tyre that he did lock up, and now he'll be feeling a little bit shaken around. He's going to get shaked around in the cockpit, and that is really going to be uncomfortable, but for now it looks like all is well for him.
Yeah, that lock-up was for a good 40-50 metres. It produced plenty of smoke, but that tyre was unloaded, so it might not have much of a mark on it. We'll see as we go on in the race. The wind's picked up out there. It's looking very ugly and muddy in the southwest. Couple of penalties, start line penalties for cars 11 and 23. Significantly, that's Isaac McNeil, who is running third on the road, and Lawrence Katsidas, who's running 12th in the Generation 1 class. So that's not going to help Isaac McNeil's campaign. I will point out also, Noah Killian is looking for a third straight win here today in the 3 races this weekend. So Harrison Dusky's being a bit of a spoiler, and we've got a bit of a moment here at the hairpin. So someone's fallen off on the outside of the track, well off the track, but not somewhere you can just stop.
And it's car 73, that is Stewart, who's stopped on the outside of the hairpin, and he's facing backwards away from the track, so it's going to be difficult to get that one going again, and that is really unfortunate there for Stewart. Just a lock up, and he just went a little bit straight on and couldn't seem to recover it, so not ideal there for Stewart.
Well, I think the lock up might have been the effect, not the cause.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so everything got a bit unhappy on him. Well, no, was that the same incident? Yeah, okay. Just a funny camera angle. Not an angle I'm used to looking at. It looks like the car's well and truly stuck there. I don't think, that's safety car, there it is. You can't, it's not a place you can leave a car. It's the runoff area for the Creek Corner hairpin. Why do I call it Creek Corner? Because it's a downhill right-hand hairpin with a body of water next to it. It's just like the corner at Warwick Farm, except it hasn't got a lot of silly drunks hanging around the outside of it, one of whom would be playing the last post for that car stop there.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah, a guy called Warwick Finlay, whose brother Peter Finlay went on to be a very, very good Formula Ford racer, both in Australia and in Europe. And he taught me to drive.
Oh, well, again, the more you know. Fun facts here in the commentary box.
Oh, I'm really old. This white beard didn't just happen. So I think he's got it going, and he's roll started it down towards turn 4. He's turned around, he's come back up to the hairpin, and he's pointing in the racing direction. Okay, selected first gear.
And he's away.
And he's away.
Yeah, good for him. That is absolutely great. I mean, getting it going is better than not getting it going. You would have lost a lot of time in a lap, but getting the car moving again is still very nice for his race. So, while we're on the safety car, let's go through the order. So, you have Dusky in P1 from Killian. We've seen that battle going on. McNeil holds a 5-second penalty to his name, but he is in third position at the moment. Kokotovic is in fourth from Burton, then Radburn. Then you have Lane, Fitzpatrick, Wilson. Babbage Hock is rounding out the top 10. Then Iruth in 11th, then Sue, and then Samuels, Katsides, and Stewart rounds out your 15-car grid. And yeah, the top two, they've really been going at it, and I think that Noah Killian, he's going to have a little bit of work ahead of him. He couldn't seem to get by as easily as potentially he'd be hoping.
Well, the cars are very similar in performance, obviously. and he, well, it's not meant to be easy.
Well, no, 100% no, but just winning 2 in a row, he'd be thinking, oh, I'll just try and get back past this guy and go back to usual proceedings, but
well, this is a quick one. This is only a 1-lap safety car. The lights are out. Stewart got the car back to the pits. Diago Stewart got the car back to the pits, having a bit of a look at it, making sure everything's okay. Young, fit mechanics lying on the ground, looking at the underneath of the car. So hopefully they'll give him an all clear and say, off you go, mate. Get out there, get back on the horse. Get on the horse. Safety cars in pit lane, the green flags and lights are on. The Magpies and Indian miners are disputing territory outside the AGI building here, and we're restarting. And Dusky, he waited a long time to restart there, and I think he did a good job, and he's got a little bit of a gap now on Noah Killian into the first corner.
And in fact, Killian's going to come under pressure here from McNeil, who goes up the inside of turn 2, nearly getting that one done, but Killian was able to carry the speed and retain the place, as now Kokotovic is trying to show the nose on McNeil, but just not quite close enough in this section. Becomes quite tight and quite twisty, so it's not quite the place to be showing the nose, but anything can happen as well when you're in the cockpit. If you see the opportunity, you're definitely going to take it, but Killian has closed right back up to Dusky, so he is looking quite comfortably quicker, but it's just about the fact that Dusky is making his car as wide as a double-decker bus in the middle of a street in London. Yeah,
well, yeah, he's doing a great job. McNeil pinched a front tyre just in that lunge down the inside of Killian as well. But we're seeing lots of that, and we saw lots of it last time here, and I think these tyres are... is that a spin? Gee, it was nearly a spin back there midfield. One of the AGI cars very, very sideways through the hairpin. Gave him quite the moment, I suspect. These cars are not set up for drifting. The tyres seem to be able to put up with a bit of punishment in terms of locking them up, which is fair enough because this is a class where people are supposed to be learning racecraft. And I don't think you should be punishing them savagely for every little mistake.
Yes. Killian's underneath. Killian's gone for the switch. There's contact between the two leaders. And oh no, that is absolute pandemonium. They're on top of each other there as Dusky spun around, and he was on top of Killian very briefly there. And that is absolutely disastrous. McNeil and Kokotovic now take the top 2 places. McNeil holding a penalty to his name, but that is Dusky round, and he surely has damage as well. He mounted the top of Noah Killian's car.
Oh, I think the DSO is going to be looking at that. That was a bit nasty and ugly. Dusky ended up facing back the wrong way, and I don't know that Killian was far enough up the inside. Maybe they just banged wheels. I don't know. So Killian took a very wide line in. Maybe they'll get away with that. Look, I think Killian could have backed out of that a bit and given Dusky some racing room. Either way, it's going to have a big impact on the race.
Yeah, that was a big moment there between the two of them, and it means that Killian is now dropped to 3rd, and definitely there will be people looking into that incident as well, but that is the stewards and race officials' jobs, so we'll continue calling what we see in front of us, but what is for certain is the fact that McNeil is carrying a penalty, so Kokotovic, he's currently holding 2nd position, but that is the provisional lead, but Killian is not done. Killian is re-pressuring, trying to take the 2nd place back, and he is absolutely not done. I thought he might have sustained a little bit of damage from the contact, but he doesn't seem to be too bothered by it. If he does, he is absolutely flying out there, as actually he does have damage. He's missing a bit of his front wing there, potentially. No, never mind. It was just the camera angle. But, yeah, that's definitely not an ideal incident to be in, but he's got his head back down and he's definitely going for it.
Probably knocked his wheel alignment around a little bit, if nothing else. Look, again, as I said before, these cars are designed for beginners, so you want to make them reasonably robust. So, Isaac McNeil leads, but he's got a 5-second penalty hanging over him. Kokotovic is holding an excellent second place, and Killian has closed right back up onto those two and is in third place. Killian possibly putting a bit of pressure on himself, looking for that 3 in a row. Give race control a couple of laps to see if there's going to be any sort of a penalty. I'm not sure on second look that there should be. I think that was just a bit of hard-headed driving from both of them. But we'll wait and see. That's not up to us. Thank goodness.
As Kokotovic, late on the brakes, he locks up and he nearly plows into the back of, he did, his front wing is now crooked and hanging to the left-hand side, so he hit the back of McNeil, and now that's going to put Kokotovic, he's put himself in hot water there with that lock up, and it just was a big mistake there, and that is a lot of damage sustained to his car. Look at that, the front of his car dismembered there, the front wing hanging on by an absolute thread.
Or one tech screw anyway. I don't know how... I just said those cars are robust and they're meant for beginners who make mistakes. But, geez, guys, come on. It's going to be a case of last man standing, and the last man might be a woman. Imogen Radburn's probably sitting back there in, where is she, 5th place going. Yeah, come on, guys, keep it up. Another half moment there for Kokotovic. He's dropping a wheel wide coming out of turn 7. Whack. And but what we didn't spot the first time around was how sideways McNeil got in the second part of the corner there. So it must have just loosened him up enough to get the back of the car moving as he's come out of the corner.
Yeah, it would have unsettled him, but that's really just giving him a good opportunity. He's gotten a bit of a gap now, but here comes Killian on the inside of turn 1 to clear Kokotovic, who is trying to hold on to the place, but now here comes Burton as well up the inside as Radburn also takes that opportunity. They both clear Kokotovic in towards turn number 1, and now into turn 2. Radburn looks up the inside there of Burton, but doesn't commit to the move completely, just staying single file, not trying to make the same mistakes the cars in front of her have been making. So some smart racing there, some level-headed racing from Imogen Radburn as they're still going at it. But this is now a new top 3. So McNeil holds P1 as there is Kokotovic with the black and orange flag due to his front wing. But McNeil holds it, a 5-second penalty. He's only 1.5 seconds out the front, and I think that he'll drop to about 4th place, but considering a 5-second time penalty in a race this short, to drop to only 4th, that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, well, the gap might extend a bit further as the race goes on. I suspect that Kokotovic's front wing being awry is more likely to be slowing him because of aerodynamic drag than any lack of downforce. They don't have a lot of effect, the wings on these cars. Have a bit, but, you know, not like a Formula 3 car where you're really being sucked onto the ground. So our leaders now coming onto the straight. Neil has lost a good chunk of that lead. Killian's closed right up on him. So Burton's still next from Radburn.
Killian is now trying the outside on McNeil at turn 2. He's trying to put the pressure on, and now he's trying it the long way around. This is the position that he found his opposition in when he made contact with not Kokotovic. I'm having a moment here. When he made contact earlier in the race, Dusky. Now he's up the inside of turn 4, and he takes that place. He takes the lead of the race, and now McNeil loses P1. Killian retakes it here with 3 minutes 40 to go in this race, and it's now just a game of holding on for Killian, and McNeil will not want to lose any more on-track position. That was a great move there, though, from Killian to go up the inside of turn 4.
They're both having a good old slide through there, too. There's plenty of oversteer in these cars. I I don't know what's going to happen next. I've already written a full page.
Lock up at turn 8. Sorry, somebody nearly missed the corner.
Well, again, I think these tyres just lend themselves to locking up. I don't think they've got a huge amount of grip. And it's just that as you're sort of turning in and rolling out of the brake, it's just pinching the front brake slightly. I think it looks a lot worse than it is. Nobody seems to be having catastrophic tyre failures, which you would certainly get with a less robust racing tyre.
Yeah, and now we're looking at car 41, and that is Babbage Hock, and they're also battling Wilson in front of them as they are heading in towards turn 1. So they are going to be side by side here as they head in towards turn 1. No, not quite, but he is now just showing the nose on the outside. Now he's trying the cutback underneath. This is absolutely fantastic from the both of them as they now run in towards turn number 2, and Babbage Hock on the attack on the outside line. He's let out to dry, and that is car 6 of Wilson still holding on to the place, but some battling going on there in the Generation 1s.
I think Wilson had a little lift there just coming out of turn 1 just to put Babbage Hock off slightly, just make him hesitate, and also to keep that advantage down the inside. A good bit of racecraft, that. Up front, we got...
As McNeil is falling back into the clutches of Burton and Radburn, and they are having a great three-way fight here. They were side by side through turn number 8, and now as they're heading through the final 2 corners, they're absolutely nose to tail here as they now make their way onto the straight, and they're going to be closing in towards turn 1, and it looks like Radburn is very close to the back of Burton in towards turn number 1. They aren't going to be wheel to wheel, but it gives them an opportunity as they have to dodge the Magpie that was sitting on the circuit as they now head in towards turn 2. Burton definitely will be under pressure, and it looks like Radburn shows a nose, but I think that Magpie really got in the way. They had to dodge out of the way.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Look, that Magpie will be aggressive towards racing cars for the rest of its life now. They've got a long memory, and any time something gives them a fright or threatens them, they'll swoop it. So that Magpie will now be a swooper of racing cars, I reckon. This is a tremendous scrap developing here. McNeil, Burton and Radburn, and so this should give Imogen Radburn a podium finish here, given McNeil's penalty, and she might be getting one just on the road. Wow, oh boy, she had a run there on Brock Burton, and he was about to head up the inside. He jinked left and actually held her up. She's now moved up alongside Brock Burton into turn 7 and has a run on him.
There's a lock up
down the outside,
and that is Radburn holding on though. She's still side by side as they drag in towards the final 2 corners, and that is a brilliant move, but she can't hold on and make it stick.
She does.
No, she didn't.
Did she?
No, she's the blue car.
Oh.
But as they round the final corner, Radburn nearly made that stick even with a lockup, but now she's not done as they make their way towards turn 1. There is no time left on the clock, but we're not seeing the final lap banner.
It's plus a lap.
Plus a lap, okay.
Yeah.
So they're heading on to the penultimate lap now, and Killian leading the way by 5 seconds, so no surprises there if you look at the theme of the rest of the weekend. And it's now just eyes to this battle here from McNeil, Burton and Radburn. McNeil holding a 5-second time penalty, but he'll still want to take it on the track. It's about the honour as well. Once you have a penalty, you still want to hold on, as they are still going at it here. The gap between them all, less than a second to each other, car to car, and they are battling away, and McNeil has been closed in by Burton once again. So when Burton and Radburn battle, they drop back, but they seem to close back up every time, and this is creating some fantastic racing between the three of them as they head through in towards turn number 6, and they are having an absolutely lovely scrap. But I think that Burton could be sizing up a move here in towards turn 7 and 8 as they come down the hill and into the hairpin now. Will Burton look up the inside? No. McNeil placing his car a little bit defensive, and now he's just focusing on the exit as they head towards the final 2 corners. And look at Radburn getting involved, but Burton is right there, almost side by side with McNeil, heading into the final 2 corners. And now they make their way through the long left-hand sequence, and now they're going to sweep through the final corner and up towards the line. And these 3 just not giving each other an inch, as that is the checkered flag flying. So Killian takes the victory, and it is going to be McNeil crossing the line in second, but it'll be Burton who gets second, and Imogen Radburn will come home in third after penalties applied. And that was a very close end to the race, but Killian is the one who knocks it out.
That was well, okay, first of all, a clean sweep to Noah Killian, so great stuff to you. If you're down at turn 2, first of all, these guys put on a show for you just there, but they put on a show for the whole race. Please give them a wave, a clap, the whole thing. That was tremendous racing from those 4 leading cars. Shout out to Chloe Lane. She was in the mix right near the end there. She was only about a second behind Imogen Radburn. That battle for second place was epic. Isaac McNeil had a good wobble on the way out of turn 6 on that last lap. Nearly gave away the place. Brock Burton just wasn't able to do quite enough about it. Imogen Radburn was all over the back of them. No, that was tremendous racing. I don't know if we've heard the end of the argument between Kokotovic and Killian down at turn 2. So that's not up to us to decide.
Wasn't it Dusky?
Sorry?
It was Dusky.
Dusky, sorry, yes.
Yeah, and then it was Kokotovic who hit the back of McNeil.
Well, it all got a bit feral down there, didn't it? Dusky recovered, by the way, well to be 7th. So well done to Harrison after dropping right to the back of the field. Well, that was... How do you follow that?
Yeah, how do you? That was an absolutely sensational race all around from these drivers. They absolutely went hammer and tong at it. Multiple incidents, multiple pieces of great racing, though, as well, up and down the field. That was absolutely fantastic stuff. So Noah Killian taking that one out, and then it is Burton who comes home in second, and then Imogen Radburn in third. Then Lane gets 4th, McNeil 5th, Fitzpatrick gets 6th, Dusky gets 7th, Babachok gets 8th. Then Wilson, Sue, Samuels, Iruth, Kokotovic, Katsidis, and Stewart. With the DNF to round out the field. And yeah, that was an absolutely cracking race there from the AU4 grid. That was absolutely top notch.
It was. I need to catch my breath, honestly. So we're going to have a short break, and we'll be back soon with the RX8 Cup.